So this is part 3 of the knock sensor ECU setup video for the KSC3. The audio that you're hearing in the background is directly from a knock sensor mounted on the engine. In parts 1 and part 2, we got to the ballpark with regards to our knock detection window and our volume threshold. We use audio to confirm that we are in the ballpark and also to optimize the settings that we have gotten from the two tools in the KSC3. Blue indicates just above the threshold, orange a bit more, and then red a bit more again above the threshold. So I want to see, first of all, if it's picking up knock, and second of all, if it's picking up knock when there isn't any. So we're getting a bit of knock there, which the KSC3 has picked up. We could see with the blue. We've got quite a bit of knock there, which the KSC3 is picking up as red. Again, we've got it's picking that up. A little bit less, it's picked it up as orange. And again with the blue, it's picking up very light knock, and it's also picked up the orange which came after. We just want to know that the KSC3 is picking it up under light throttle conditions. And then when we're happy that it's doing the job that we want it to do, then we can move on to higher speeds, higher RPMs, higher loads. So here I've changed down to 4th, doing the same approximate speed. I want to test the KSC3 knock detection at a different part of the RPM range. You can hear quite big volumes there, picked it up as red. So we'll get back into it at 4th. It's picked it up immediately. We've got more, it's picked that up immediately. It's even straight into the red. We've got a little bit of knock, it's picked it up as blue. So I've changed to 3rd, and I just want to do a quick pull, see what happens. So far I don't detect any knock. I didn't detect any knock going up to 5,000, and the KSC3 didn't detect any knock either. So I have to say I'm very satisfied with the settings that we've got in the KSC3. So if for some reason I wasn't satisfied with the settings, there's two main ways that we can tackle that. And it comes back to sort of part 1 and part 2 of this video series. We can either start with our baseline calibration and start altering our volume threshold, or we can start looking at our frequency window and seeing if we can open that or move it up and down to catch that frequency. I would say probably start with the frequency window is possibly a better place to start, but every circumstance is going to be a bit different. And I would especially say that with regards to frequency detection window, if the knock ID tool has given you a frequency that is radically different from the theoretical knock frequency of the cylinder bore. On this particular engine, for example, the theoretical knock frequency is 7.2 kilohertz, and we're actually looking at 8.4 to 9.2. So if this for some reason wasn't picking up the knocks as it was happening, my first port of call would be to adjust the low end of the window and lower that down closer to our theoretical knock frequency window until it starts picking up the knock. And if we still weren't getting the KSC3 to recognize engine knock, then I would start looking at our volume levels here and start to lower them. So now we've got our settings where we want them. I'm happy with how it's performing. I want to put a disclaimer into this video, and I want to say that the KSC3, this knock sensor ECU, is not a fail-safe device. It is not designed to save you from a bad tune. It is not for that purpose. It is to guide you, to help you perfect the ignition map. Nothing more, nothing left. It is not a safety device against a bad tune or against other sensor failures. So that's the disclaimer over. That's how we adjust, optimize our settings on the KSC3 audibly, confirm the results from the inbuilt tools against what we can hear directly. That's this video over the optimization of the baseline settings audibly. In the next installment of this video series of setting up the KSC3, I'm going to go through how we can use the information that the KSC3 has given us via the LED and via the 0 to 5 volt output that it sends to a piggyback ECU to help us optimize our ignition map. So that's going to be in the next video. If you want to see that, subscribe to the channel. If you want to learn more about the KSC3 product, the engine knock sensor ECU, again, link in the description of that. You can go to the MoviChip website.